The March 27th, 2012 meeting of the Transportation Committee will now come to order. Would you please call the roll call?
Vice Chairman Ansello.
Here.
Mr. Barker. Here. Mr. Baroth. Here. Chairman Colby's excused. Mr. Gamble's excused. Mr. Patterson. Here. Mrs. Valerio. Here. President Adair.
Here. Okay, thank you. Is there anyone signed up for the public forum?
There is not.
Okay. Is there anyone present who's not signed up to speak that would like to address the committee at this time? Don't think so. Okay, next, approval of the minutes. You have the February 28th, 2012 minutes of the Transportation Committee before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. Okay, now we're on to new business. Okay.
All right. Referral 12-117.
Moved by Legislator Barker, seconded by Legislator Valerio. Is there any discussion? Legislator Barat.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have a procedural question, and it's actually through the Chair of the Administration. It says here that the contract was awarded to the lowest responsible bidder, which makes perfect sense to me. My question is how and what is used to determine what is a responsible bidder?
Through the Chair, once bids are received, they are verified and tabulated to make sure there are no mathematical errors or other improprieties in the bid information.
Thank you. And through the Chair of the Administration, were there any, I dare say, irresponsible bidders on this particular project?
Through the Chair, no, there weren't. Should there be such an instance, we would note that in the referral.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Legislator Patterson.
Through the Chair, who oversees inspection responsibilities on this project?
Through the Chair, the consultant firm that is engaged for the design would typically go and do the inspection, and that's the same firm would do that.
Through the Chair, and the name of this consultant firm for this particular contract?
This firm is Clark Patterson Lee.
Through the Chair, the cost of the inspection services?
Through the Chair, I apologize, I do not have that information with me, but we can provide that.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Okay. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? The item carries.
Referral 12-118. Authorized contracts.
Moved by Legislator Valerio, seconded by Legislator Barker. Is there any discussion? Legislator Barat.
Thank you. Through the Chair of the Administration, I had a couple questions about this referral. First off, there's the total amount for the total project is $1,001,000. Where did this pricing cost estimate come from? It seems very precise.
Through the Chair, it's primarily a result of federal aid that we receive through the Genesee Transportation Council program. They tend to be more precise in their estimating, so we program our budgets based on what's in the Transportation Improvement Program.
Thank you. And through the Chair of the Administration, could you provide me or provide the committee with a copy of the rate sheet for this project?
Through the Chair, yes, we can.
Thank you. And do you have a time estimate perhaps on how long that might take?
Mr. Chairman, we could certainly provide it before the legislature meeting. I think we do have a couple of weeks, but I'm certain that we could get that to you by next week sometime.
Thank you very much. Through the Chair of the Administration, I have another couple questions. The referral does say the project will involve rehabilitation or replacement of the bridge. Do we know which one it's going to be?
Through the Chair, at this time we do not. That is part of the engineering process to evaluate all options, and that can range from rehabilitation or replacement. If rehabilitation proves to be a feasible alternative, then obviously more economical, we would pursue that option.
Then through the chair of the administration, am I correct to assume that the $1,001,000 amount is a, so to speak, a worst-case scenario?
Through the chair, that's correct. That would be a replacement estimate.
Okay, thank you. Then through the chair of the administration, the additional amount noted down below of $152,149, am I correct to assume that is part of the $1 million, 1,000?
Through the chair, that's correct.
And then through the chair of the administration, one final question. Am I correct to assume that the basic design service and basic construction services amount mentioned in that second section is going to be used to determine whether or not rehabbing or replacement is required?
Through the chair, the basic design services and the special services would be used for that purpose. The basic construction services would be engineering support during the construction phase.
Ah, yes, that makes sense. Okay, thank you very much.
Legislator Valerio.
Broken. Through you, Mr. Chair. If I recall, that is a very old, simple bridge with like concrete sides and not very wide. Is there going to be some modification, modernization as well, so that?
Through the chair, absolutely.
Yeah, because I mean, it's in the winter especially, it could be a little bit dangerous. Okay. And so will there be, it's not far from a restaurant, so there is some probably pedestrian traffic. Will it be wide enough to have like a lane?
Yeah, through the chair. That would be also part of the engineering process. We'd work with the local municipality to determine any pedestrian needs out there and make those provisions as part of the project as well.
Okay, thank you very much.
Legislator Patterson.
General question for all of our projects. What are the affirmative action goals and minority and women-owned business goals on our projects? How do you guys determine that, and can I get a copy of that information?
Through the chair, through federal aid, there's a DBE, disadvantaged business enterprise goals that need to be met, and those percentages are met in this part of the project, and we certainly can provide the criteria.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? No. The item passes.
Okay. Referral 12-119, authorized.
Moved by Legislator Barker, seconded by Legislator Valerio. Is there any discussion? Legislator Bratt.
Thank you. Through the chair of the administration, I have a general question and a specific question. The general question is, I notice on the subject says authorize the acquisition of interest in real property. When we speak of that, what does that mean precisely?
Through the chair, I'm Art English, the county surveyor. When we acquire a right of property use, it's part of the bundle of rights of the entire ownership of the property. If you own the fee title to the property, you have total ownership of that property. An easement is a conveyance of a right for someone else to do a specific thing upon your property. So we're acquiring just the easement.
Thank you. I just wanted to confirm why someone would be willing to sell 1,300 square feet for $1, but I had a feeling that was the case. I just wanted to confirm that. Thank you so much.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? The item passes.
Referral 12-120, authorize the acquisition of interest in real property. Yep.
Moved by Legislator Mary Valerio, seconded by Legislator Barker. Is there any discussion? No discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? The item passes.
Referral 12-121, authorize the acquisition of interest in real property.
Moved by Legislator Valerio, seconded by Legislator Barker. Discussion? Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? The item passes.
Referral 12-122, authorize the acquisition.
Moved by Legislator Barker, seconded by Legislator Valerio. Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? The item passes.
Referral 12-136.
Moved by Legislator Valerio, seconded by Legislator Barker. Is there any questions, any discussion? Legislator Patterson.
We've noticed that the cost of the project has doubled since it was originally placed out. Can you explain to us why this project has doubled in cost? But I'd also like to get copies of the previous and current project scope.
Through the chair, a couple reasons for the increase in cost. One is since this project was originally programmed in the capital budget in 2009, that was based on a 2007 estimate. That's when the start of the capital program began. We experienced cost escalation in 2008 that raised prices probably about 25% or so. Then, as we got into the engineering for this project, there was some considerable scope changes that is probably the majority of the increases as a result of development in the area that was going to generate significant amounts of traffic in the area. Some of those improvements include extra turn lanes at the East Henry Railroad intersection, as well as additional turn lanes and through lanes at the South Clinton intersection. We determined also that a previous section that was targeted for more of a lighter overlay needed a more heavy-duty overlay, structural overlay, so we needed to do a thicker pavement there. Off-road drainage improvements and within-road drainage improvements as well, and some water main work that was not originally scoped as part of the project.
Through the chair, can we also get that information in writing for both scopes? And also through the chair, what was the outcome of the planning board? Apparently this went to the planning board on March 27th.
Through the chair, it passed.
Thank you.
Thank you. Legislator Brock.
Thank you. Through the chair of the administration, just a small follow-up question. Am I correct to assume that the delay in construction from 2009 was primarily because of the scope change?
Through the chair, no, actually the delay was as a result of rescheduling and reduced funding in the Genesee Transportation Council's Transportation Improvement Program. Due to reductions in federal funding, the programs were shifted and projects were deferred and delayed to try to accommodate the reduced funding, but still try to keep the projects that were programmed and keep them programmed.
Okay. And final question. The original authorization was about $3 million, give or take. Of that $3 million, how much has already been spent?
Through the chair. Approximately $950,000 have been spent. It would be for engineering services and right-of-way acquisitions.
Thank you.
Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? The item carries. Is there any unfinished business to come before this committee? Okay. Legislator Brock.
Through the chair of the administration, I just have a simple question about a county road, and that is, I'd like to know at your earliest convenience the last time a section of Winton Road between Highland Avenue and 12 Corners was improved, worked upon, and resurfaced, and what is the current status of that as far as the county is concerned, and what is the future intentions in regards to any future resurfacing or rehabilitation of that particular stretch of roadway?
Through the chair, we can research. I do not know that off the top of my
Sure.
head, but we'll be glad to get it for you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Any other unfinished business? Okay. Okay, there being no unfinished business, the March 27th, 2012 meeting of the Transportation Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting of the Transportation Committee is scheduled for April 24th, 2012. Thank you very much.